Welcome to Your Region This Week. I'm Andy Carroll Woolery. In this episode, we take a look at sexual extortion-related crime in Waterloo Region and safety measures. The Ontario Summer Games are coming to Waterloo Region, and a Paris singer gets an opportunity of a lifetime. But first, here's a look at the headlines. The search continues for two missing girls from Waterloo Region. Alina, a 15-year-old from Kitchener, and Sophia, a 17-year-old from Waterloo, haven't been heard from since March 29th. Both were at the Bramalea City Centre in Brampton. Waterloo Regional Police Service are asking the public to contact them if they know of their whereabouts. Anonymous tips can also be made through Crime Stoppers. 5 people have been charged in connection with multiple butter and ghee thefts throughout Waterloo Region. Police say the accused stole over $8,000 in products from grocery stores in Cambridge, Kitchener, and Waterloo. The 15 incidents took place between September of 2024 and February 2025. The investigation is still active as police say they are hoping to speak with 2 people in relation to a theft from a Cambridge store in February. Guelph police have responded to 9 reported large-scale butter thefts since December 2023. A Brantford store at Linden Road and Wayne Gretzky Parkway had about $1,200 worth of butter stolen. Ontario plans to apply strong mayoral powers in 169 more communities, including the City of Stratford, townships of Wilmot and Woolwich, and County of Brant. The powers, which critics call undemocratic, include allowing heads of council to propose bylaws and pass them with the support of 1/3 of councillors, veto bylaws, and hire and fire department heads. The Ford government first granted the powers to the mayors of Toronto and Ottawa and has since then expanded them with a few times, with the list currently at 47 municipalities, including Brantford, Cambridge, Guelph, Kitchener, and Waterloo. The museum is getting another funding lifeline from the City of Kitchener. Last May, the museum made a plea for a grant of $300,000 over concerns that it won't be able to operate past June of 2024. The grant was approved by Kitchener Council, and over the last year, city staff worked with the museum to analyze different operating models. This week, Kitchener Council ultimately approved a conditional funding agreement allocating up to $300,000 for the next 3 fiscal years. This agreement includes financial and operational conditions and is contingent on the approval from both the Museum Board and the City. Perth Wellington MPP Matthew Ray has been appointed Chief Government Whip of Ontario and will continue his role as Parliamentary Assistant to the Minister of Municipal Affairs and Housing. At the age of 34, this makes Ray the second youngest MPP to serve in the role of Chief Government Whip. Ray was recently re-elected for a second term in the Legislative Assembly of Ontario. An upcoming Easter egg hunt created for our four-legged friends while raising money for National Service Dogs.
So this year it's April 18th. It's one of our largest fundraisers that we do at National Service Dogs. And you can come with a dog, without a dog, and it's basically a Easter egg hunt for the dogs. So we have a big football field scattered with eggs with little Milk-Bone treats in there, and you get to go around and collect eggs with your dog and fill them up for prizes. It's really fun. We have a lot of people from our NSD community, so volunteers, clients with service dogs come out, as well as members of the public who maybe haven't been a part of NSD before. So everybody is welcome, whether you have a dog or you want to come out with your kids. It's just a really fun It's a really fun event. We have 6 locations across Canada. So we have our 2 local ones are Kitchener and Guelph, but we have some in Calgary, Windsor, London, Waterdown. Our goal is to raise $85,000 this year. We are a nonprofit organization, so we really rely on events like this to be able to train and place service dogs with the folks who need them across Canada. So each dog is valued at about $50,000, but they are given for free to the families who need them. And we receive no government funding, which is why events like this are so important to kind of keep our organization running and being able to give those who need dogs. So we have dogs that service families who have children with autism, veterans and first responders with PTSD, as well as facility dogs. So there is definitely an onboarding process. We have a client service team, which is social workers, and so they will do a lot of the onboarding and make sure that you're ready for a dog and you have a circle of support. But yeah, it's basically you apply for a dog, and if you fit all of the criteria, then you go on our wait list and we try to match you with an appropriate dog within 1 to 2 years.
Stratford students are being honored for an anti-racism video. St. Michael's Catholic Secondary School's Multicultural Club were honored after finishing first in an anti-racism video contest. The club's 2-minute video won in the secondary school category. It was one of 30 videos entered from 4 school boards across southwestern Ontario. The contest theme, Racism Hurts Us All. Coming up, an image is worth more than 1,000 words. A scam happening in Waterloo Region and beyond. How to protect yourself from becoming a victim.
This federal election will reshape Canada's political landscape and our country's approach to domestic and international issues. Get to know the candidates running to be your MP and represent your interests in Ottawa. Hear from your local candidates during Rogers TV's coverage of the local campaign. And on election night, Rogers TV delivers the local results. Rogers TV. Watch, learn, vote.
After a night out with your friends, there's always options for getting home safely. You could call your BFF, your mom or dad, whoever you can count on for a safe ride home. You could call your favorite cab company or 1-888 taxi guy, or you could use the Arrive Alive smartphone app to help you choose your ride. Be it a friend, transit or taxi, getting home safely is app easy. Now available for iOS and Android devices. Visit arrivealive.org to find out more. Arrive Alive, drive sober.
Waterloo Regional Police Service is warning the community about an increase in sextortion-related crimes. Since 2020, there have been over 700 incidents reported to the police service.
So sextortion is a form of online blackmail. It's where a suspect alleges that they have intimate images of somebody and they threaten to distribute those images if a demand's not met. So how they went about getting those images is always up for debate, whether or not that's shared by the victim or they're created some other way, maybe through artificial intelligence. We don't know at the time until we take the report, but it is a threat to distribute those intimate images to shame somebody into paying an extortion. There has been cases of AI, and it's becoming more prevalent as we move along in an AI world. So in the early onset, what we noticed was that people, when they report it, they would call and they say, my image has been photoshopped. So it's just a term that they knew from a while ago, and they use that. So anytime that we see Photoshop, we start thinking that it's AI. So last year we had 7 reported cases of photoshopped incidents, which we would probably determine to be AI, because it's not explainable as to how somebody would have an image, and the person reporting it is saying, this isn't me. This is my face, or this is my likeness, but this isn't my image. They know that it's not them, but to their friends and their contacts on their social media accounts, they don't know that it's not them. So as much as they want to go and yell out the window that this isn't me, their friends, they don't know that. So some people are more apt to pay the extortion fee just so that those images aren't leaked, even though it's not them. Some of them ask for money, some of them ask for gift cards, and some of them ask for more intimate material if it's what has been sent. So historically, what we see is males are sextorted for more money, whereas females are sextorted for more content or images if they've created it and they've sent it. I would say it's a product of opportunity. So when you ask if it's more apps, there are more social media apps, there's more messaging apps that are out there. More and more children and adults are on these apps communicating with strangers all over the world. So I would say that there's a direct correlation between the two. Obviously, limit your social media footprint. That's not possible for everybody. I know we like social media. It's become ingrained in our lifestyle. So if you choose not to limit your social media footprint, obviously you want to create the highest security standards possible. So lock down those profile accounts. Conversing with strangers is always a little bit of a risky business. So know who you're conversing with online. We like to say if you've never met the person in person, actually in real life, be very cognizant and wary of what you're doing with that person online. For parents, we know who's on the contact lists of your children. I know I have children myself, so we audit those friends lists, and the question is, who is this person? How do you know them? You usually will get an answer, but if you ask them the secondary question of, have you ever met this person in real life? You'll probably get a different answer. So we go through as parents, and we go through the whole contact list, and do you know this person? Have you met them in real life? And if you've never met them in real life, they don't belong on your phone, in your electronic life. When you ask specifically about what kids can do, what we do see a lot of the time is we'll see some of the suspects, they'll befriend some people that maybe aren't as stringent in their security rules on their social media. So they'll get into a group of friends or a school group, and they build credibility through that group. So they're friends with A, B, and C. So when D gets a friend request from them, they look at it and they say, well, they're friends with A, B, and C, I should know them. So they instantly accept that friend request. And that person has now built credibility through maybe a school group or a friend group, and that's how they crack the door and they start conversing online. We're not alone. This is a trend that's happening all over the world. So Waterloo isn't any different in the sort of victimization that we're seeing here as it is anywhere else in the province of Ontario or Canada as well. So for the incidents that I track, they're generally the extortions. But anytime that you're conversing with somebody online and you don't know, and it becomes for a sexual purpose or nature, you start getting extorted or sextorted, it can lead to something along the lines of human trafficking. You don't know where that person's going to bring you in terms of that incident and what the demands are going to be made of the victim. We're seeing the majority of people not reporting as a result of guilt or shame. They don't want it out there. They don't want to tell anybody that it's out there. They're horrified enough that an image of them in a sexual nature is out there already, so they don't want to perpetuate that. But there is some concern, like some of the children know that they are underage, and that could be in the back of their mind, like, what have I done? Have I created child pornography? Have I distributed child pornography? And as a victim, we're not looking to victim shame somebody who's made a mistake in their life, and they've distributed images of themselves. So that's not something we'd be looking to proceed with. We're obviously looking for the person that's doing the extortion and asking for that material, because if you're actively engaged in speaking with an underage minor online, you know you're doing something wrong, especially if you're asking for sexual images of them.
Kitchener's perfect music mix is on Chime 96.7. So every song is someone's favorite song on Chime 96.7.
Wow, such beauty and elegance.
You're stunning.
Your stature is unmatched.
Let's raise a cup.
We'll see you in the final.
Stanley Cup playoffs begin April 19th on Sportsnet. Here for the Cup.
This is a perfectly healthy child. What's unhealthy are birth alerts, a racist practice that may stop this Indigenous mother from going home with her newborn. Become an ally. Rise above racism in healthcare.
Hey guys, Steph here from The Cruise TV, the show where we talk about the people and stories behind the coolest cars on the road. Join us on Sundays at 8 p.m.
Hey Kitchener, prepare to vote. During the election campaign, watch Rogers TV to learn more about the local candidates running to be your MP. And on April 28th, make it count and vote. Rogers TV. Watch, learn, vote.
The regulars, the guys who keep this place in business. Last week, they had something to celebrate. Jason had just finished university. So they toasted his profs, his TAs, his old roommates. Well, they toasted just about everyone. But I worry about and take care of my guys. So even when I know they're not driving, sometimes that means bringing them a little surprise. And then they had a drink to me.
Brought to you by Smart Serve Ontario and Arrive Alive, Drive Sober.
In sports, Waterloo Region has been selected to host the 2026 Ontario Summer Games.
And you talk about moving the needle in a local capacity. You know, it's pretty exciting to be here to make an announcement about something that I can not only talk about, but I experienced. And I really, it matters to know more than just saying we're making an announcement about the Waterloo Region will host the 2026 Ontario Summer Games. And I make that announcement knowing that it's a huge event. It has massive impact. And I know that because I've been at them. I don't just talk about them, and I'm not saying look at me, I go to these events, but I participate. And because of sport and what sport represents and has represented to me, the energy and the things that come out of being able to host an event like this is huge. The opportunities that are created. And you know, I'm thrilled that, you know, our government is investing $1.6 million into these games.
Our sport hosting office was formed for many reasons, but a driving force in its creation was the desire to undertake hosting major multi-sport games like this event. And in 2026, we will do that for the first time since 2002, which was the last Ontario Games to take place in Waterloo Region. I'd like to thank the Honourable Neil Lumsden, Minister of Sport, and the staff of the Ministry for providing us the opportunity to host the Games here in Waterloo Region.
Former Guelph Storm and NHL star Todd Bertuzzi has been named coach of the Cambridge Redhawks. The team made the announcement on Monday. Bertuzzi played over 1,100 games in the NHL over 18 seasons. A major floorball tournament is returning to the Royal City this coming May. The third annual Ox Dog will take over the W.F. Mitchell Athletic Centre.
It's a very easy sport to play, especially being Canadian. A lot of us have picked up a hockey stick before, whether you play at a high level or not. You've picked one up, played road hockey with your neighbors, whatever it may be. So it's a very similar sport. So I think you don't have to be intimidated that it's a new sport. People who've been playing for years come to this tournament. People who have just picked up the sport like the week before come to the tournament as well. So I think that's what makes it enjoyable and fun. The only requirement is you have to be 14 or older to play in the tournament. We have a bunch of different divisions. First would be the open division. That's for the people who are maybe looking for a little more recreational type sport or tournament play style, or those who are brand new to the game. Then we have like the elite division, which is for the people who, you know, take it a little more seriously. And then we have an awesome partnership with Power Hockey Canada. It started last year and we're doing it again this year. So we're going to have our Power Hockey division It was a massive hit last year. People loved coming and seeing all the guys and girls ripping around in their powered wheelchairs playing the rendition of floorball that they play. And then again this year, a new partnership that we have is with Special Olympics Ontario. So we're going to see them come and put some teams in, and then they play another rendition of floorball as well, with some modified rules and such. But they'll be joining as well. So we have lots of divisions for people of all ages, of all skill levels, of all temperaments, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, it's really for everyone. Anyone who wants to come, more than welcome to join. You can shoot us a message on Instagram at Cambridge Floorball, visit our website, cambridgefloorball.com, or email us at cfloorball@gmail.com.
For more local sports stories, check out 519 Sports Online. Darren Stevenson and his team work to bring our community stories about local athletes. Visit 519sportsonline.ca.
Still ahead, a Paris, Ontario TTC bus driver hits the right notes with the judges on Canada's Got Talent.
With Canada's sovereignty and economy under threat, this election is a defining moment for the country.
There's so much on the line.
Get to know the candidates running to be your MP and represent your interests in Ottawa. Hear from your local candidates during Rogers TV's coverage of the local campaign. And on election night, Rogers TV delivers the local results. Rogers TV. Watch, learn, vote.
It's closing time, and you stayed out longer than you planned. So now you can't drive, and the buses have stopped running. You could always call your girlfriend. Or maybe your roommate? What about your best friend? You could just dial 1-888-TAXI-GUY or use the Taxi Guy app. The call and the app are free, and they both connect you to a local cab company to bring you home safely. Visit arrivealive.org to find out more. Arrive Alive, drive sober.
I don't care what the law is. I will never be a slave. That word, I hate it. It rests on my tongue like rot.
Peter, how does it feel to get paid for your work?
There are rumors freedom's coming for us all.
Freedom, you know that's all I want.
Chloe, careful. Real men would rather see you cross the river to America than let you go free.
Then I'll run.
I've run before. Maybe this time for good.
No! Just get her into a boat. No!
Chloe! Chloe, no!
Word of Chloe Cooley's resistance led to Canada's first legislation limiting slavery. After 200 years, slavery was abolished in Canada in 1834.
Finally, for us, Jonathan Pooley describes himself as a bus driver that likes to sing. After rediscovering his passion for singing, his talent has put him center stage on Canada's Got Talent.
I'm falling apart right in front of you, can't you see? I lose control when you're not here with me. I'm falling.
Well, it was cool because I had my wife and my son, and my oldest son Preston and my wife Heather, and my two youngest. They were like they wouldn't be able to sit for anyways, and they probably would have ended up on camera causing a scene somehow, right? So we kept them at my sister's house, but like the energy there, like, and not only from front of the house, but to the producers in the back, like the whole team, they're very supportive. They're very mindful of mental health, right? So they're like always asking, "Are you okay? Like, do you need somebody to talk to?" There to talk to you. But then also that is the other contestants. It's not like I understand it's a competition.
Yeah.
Right. But it's like everyone's supportive of each other, right? And like I was in a stairwell with Carson, the one who got the golden buzzer on one of him and I were practicing in the stairwell, right? So amongst other singers as well, and just kind of feeding off each other. So that helped a lot with the nerves prior to. Right. get out there, there's lights, and they're like set up down there, and they look almost not real, right?
Right. Yeah.
But again, like the energy is just so amazing. The crowd was so amazing, and I realized right at that point that I don't like being judged. Like I don't want to be. I would much rather like I was coming out there to like sing a big song for everybody, and I don't have to worry about any judgment after. And I think
Right.
that would have been a little bit. That's where I realized like I don't like the feeling of judgment, because even too like for judgment it gets to myself, then I get into like insecurity and self-confidence and stuff like that, and then I kind of dwell back into some of the stuff that I worked so hard to get out of. But there's so much going on, it's hard not to be, right? And once I started singing, I felt it went away a little bit. I don't know if it came across that way, but
And here you are.
Here I am. I made it.
What are you thinking?
It feels like a dream, but I know it's real.
It is real. Is your wife here?
Yep, she's right beside my son.
She's the one that told you to follow your path. Thank you, young lady. You feel ready?
Ready as I can.
Go for it, buddy.
Awesome.
so now I go into like the next round. So what that means is everybody who's gotten 3 or more yeses, we go into like a pool, I guess, and they'll round out who they want to complete the semifinalists. So we just wait to see, if I'm picked. And the thing is this year, as you can tell, like they have like the talent level is like elite level talent, right? It's like world class. So it's if I get selected, then I get to go, and then I get to kind of get those nerves away and show particularly Shania why she might be inclined to give me a yes. And then
I don't think you did $1 million performance.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say no.
That's okay.
All right. It takes 3 yeses.
And then prove Howie's efforts to come grab me off the bus weren't done for nothing, and the rest of them as well too. And get to again like hang out with some incredibly talented individuals and see some people that I hung out with and stuff again.
That's our show for this edition of Your Region This Week. Thanks for watching. I'm Anandi Carroll Willery. See you next time.
Connect with us by visiting our website or email us at comments@rogerstv.com.
Saturdays, it's hockey like you've never seen before. Welcome to the NHL Hockeyverse. It's the place where real data of NHL action is transformed, literally, into animations. Combining NHL Edge puck and player tracking data with animations to show hockey like never before.
Let's go inside the helmet.
That's right. This is no video game. The NHL Hockeyverse Matchup of the Week, Saturdays at noon on Sportsnet.
When I was diagnosed with Guillain-Barré syndrome, I was deteriorating in front of everybody.
All my life, I lived with sickle cell. I went through a tragic crisis that put me in a coma for 3 weeks. While I was in there, I received a lot of blood to put me in a